month free.
Welcome back to Muse. Artist, director, choreographer, provocateur. Jan Fabre has an artist collective in Antwerp. His most recent work is Orgy of Tolerance, a series of absurdist sketches taking on our consumerist society. The North American premiere was here at Montclair State.
We say thank you, fear. Without fear, we might not be safe.
I was 17. I went to Bruges to see an exhibition of Flemish masters, flagellations, stigmatas. I was so impressed physically. I saw body art and performance art before I knew the word. I think falling in love with an actress, a dancer, start making choreography for them, even I didn't know anything about it.
Welcome to the hour of power.
I believe that we're living in a kind of orgy of tolerance. That we, particularly in Europe, we start accepting everything in democracy. For example, extreme right. In Europe, in every television station, you get pornography. They take sex away from lust, from pleasure. The city's made from a lot of expensive chairs, Chesterfields. We are so used to sitting in our chair and see what's happening in the outside world. We do not react anymore to this.
Wow.
The opening scene is a kind of sports scene of orgasms. Some people react, they think it's very cruel, can be very cruel or very provocative, but for me it's very funny. Monty Python was also a starting point. I showed all the sketches from the Monty Python gang as a kind of rule how to improvise.
You producers, you don't find anything exciting anymore? Well, maybe you are getting old.
Maybe an icon of the production I like very much is Christ, who is balancing his own cross. We constantly, let's say, out of balance and trying to balance our religion, you know, to see where we are.
At the heart of it all, Peak Performances brings artists to the United States that have not been necessarily given full voice. He's a world artist that really is not known here, and his work is big and complex and very theatrical.
Grave, where our newly empowered sons and daughters were able to practice human dog training and human architecture.
Troublain, the name of my company, is the family name of my mother, and it means staying faithful. I always wanted to stay faithful to beauty. I have this laboratory in Antwerp, do the things what I like to do, to take the time to research or to create a theater piece or a dance piece. My first laboratorium that I made was in the garden of my mother and my father. Through my family, I got the standard works of Jean-Henri Fabre, Souvenir d'entomologique, and this inspired me a lot. I created a kind of new insects. I cut wings away from flies, placed them on the bodies of worms. So as a kind of Dr. Frankenstein, I was always interested in metamorphosing, to transform into something else. In the Louvre, 4 years ago, I chose the wing of the Flemish and the Dutch painting. We made this kind of dialogue between the masterpieces of artistry and my work. The way I look to mise en scène, the way I stage things. I still give the actors a lot of paintings from Van Eyck, Jeroen Bosch, to make improvisations from. Tivoli Castle, I made a complete castle blue, manual. You know, I made a lot of big drawings, made with a big ball pen, 1 million of lines. You could walk inside in the drawing. I'm very proud of my company. They're fantastic performers. They're turning themselves inside, outside. They are very truthful on stage, very vulnerable.
All of you who just came to see us naked!
They're like boomerangs. They're like war machines of beauty.
You, Jan Fabre, this scene is...
orgy of tolerance towards Europe beginning in February.
In Muse News, 10 contemporary artists from India and Pakistan confront globalization, consumerism, and violence in humorous and unexpected ways. This 30-foot dinosaur made of hundreds of squeeze bottles is the star of the exhibition at Phillips de Pury in New York.
I think what the artists are saying that overconsumption might lead us to a similar end as the dinosaurs. A lot of the artists are negotiating between Eastern and Western influences and tradition and contemporary identity.
Pakistani artist Rashid Rana draws on his country's tradition of miniature painting, then upgrades it for the 21st century using digital photography and minimalist sculpture. The show runs through February 14th.
Up next, art market blues as prices plummet and buyers stay away.